Hi, this is Jeff White at Life and Living Now, and I want to talk just a little bit about Qigong. The Life and Living Now channel I designed to cover several different areas, and looking at more at the improvement of the quality of life that we lead. The other side, my other passion in life is virtual fighting arts, where we're kind of showcasing more of class clips and seminars and things like that. But that's on the martial side, and it's always good to balance things out in your life. And for me, the Qigong really began to take a very important part, probably about 7 years ago, I guess. And I've been a meditator since the mid '90s, since my mid '30s, and saw huge benefits of that. And times when I stopped or moved away from meditation, I could tell a big difference. And there, as you kind of go through life, sometimes you ebb in and ebb out of things, and that's how mine was with meditation. And then, a good number of years ago, missed the benefits of it. I saw where my mind and attitude had gone, and I was just very much into the business mode. Nothing wrong with that. It was very proper and very appropriate, but I was also losing that sense of connectedness as well, and things that I knew that I had and understood, but I was working more in my ego mind and not living as much from heart or from spirit. So I developed more into the Qigong. Now, with the Qigong, and Qigong translates really just energy work, okay? In Ayurvedic, Hindu is prana, Qi, and for Japanese, but it's often described as kind of a way of being. And I look at Qigong as a way of harmonizing mind, breath, and body together, where you have sitting meditation, where a lot of very important work is done. The Qigong gives you a chance to also move the body, which has a lot of other benefits, but also you move the body while still maintaining that connectedness. A lot of times when you finish with sitting meditation and you move into your day, we are switching our awareness from internal to external, and we sometimes tend to lose all that tranquility, that connectedness that we had. And so Qigong was also a way of bridging that, or learning how to live and move with that sense of connectedness. Now, it goes deeper than that, and that's the nice thing with Qigong, is it will go as deep as you wish for it to go, or keep it at whatever level that you wish. It's your practice. It is all about your intention, your vision and your intention, your breath and your body. But it is very much a holistic way of living. It's a way of being when you really get into it. And now when you first start, it may not seem that important. I remember when I first rolled out some of Qigong in my martial arts classes, you could pretty much read the faces and read the room. They're kind of going, what is this weak stuff that we're doing? And and I laughed and I chuckled to myself, and eventually I withdrew that, because it would take much more time to explain the concepts and theories. So for those that were interested, we kind of worked on that separately. And I started posting some things on Qigong and writing about Qigong, and several of the people brought it, took it up in the practice and began to see excellent results from it. But I still kind of come back to, the deeper that you go into Qigong, the more it becomes a way of life. It's not just a set of easy exercises or flowing or just postures, but really it's about working with the energy and increasing the quality of the energy that you live with and that you express. Remember, my view is we are spirits. That is our core. So all this energy comes from that deepest part of it. And then we have mental and emotional bodies, depending upon your theory, any other energy bodies that grow denser and denser until we have the physical body. And so we want to be able to learn how to use this energy, whether we look at it purely from a Western science perspective or a mix of Eastern and Western, which is what I do. We know from Western science it's bioelectric energy, it's biomagnetic energy, and and we want to be able to work with all of that and really to balance. We have stress in our lives, we have loud stress in our lives, and so this focusing and harmonizing of the breath and body, and what it brings forth is this feeling of just intense tranquility. Vibrantly peaceful is the word that I have for it and that I use, the phrase that I use, is that you become vibrantly peaceful. But just remember, this is kind of a way of cultivating a strong internal sense of well-being and connecting with, and I hate to say the word, your inner self, because that indicates you're using your ego mind and you're actually trying to use your mind to get back to who you are. And we have to do that until the awareness really sets in that we are consciousness, that we are awareness, we are spirit, and we're using our mind. And so now we begin to use the energy and begin to manipulate and that energy, and now we can express it out, we can give it out. Remember, we all function best when we're giving to other people. We all function best when we're working for the greater good, the greater harmony and peacefulness. And I think that's a very important point. There was a speaker, sales motivation speaker, Zig Ziglar, charming man. He's passed away now. Used a lot of homegrown humor and was, he was funny, but he was very point on. And what he said stuck with me through my entire life, and my sales career, and my meditation, and my everything else in life, was that you'll get what you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. And that really struck home, and that was something I could really get behind. And so I've tried to live my life with that, is that I will get what I want when I help enough other people get what they want. Our entire capitalist society is actually based upon that. You provide a service, you find a need, and you fill it. And what we're looking at in here is that we want to connect. One, we want to understand, we want to move from spirit. We want to raise our level of awareness, get rid of the obstacles in our mind that keep us from understanding that we are spirit and using that energy that is at our disposal, that is us as well. So that's what Qigong helps to do, with connecting all those pieces and parts of us that are really not pieces and parts. We just divide them for conversation's sake, but they all tend to be mixed together. So the Qigong involves both your conscious effort to harmonize the mind, your conscious effort to harmonize with the body, the spirit, through the gentle movements, through breathing techniques, through meditation. And it will foster a sense of vibrant peacefulness, tranquility, balance, and vitality. So because it is very natural, it also tends to be very holistic. And so you want to be able to feel this. Sometimes you're going to feel energy in your body, or you're working with energy that you feel in your body, and you might find some emotions that were repressed and now they've unlocked and now they're bringing back memories. Just sit with those. You don't have to do anything about it. Don't add to it. Don't make it worse. Don't, oh yeah, I remember that. He said, she said, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to take away from it. You don't have to repress it, push it back down. Let it be. When you allow that energy just to expend on its own, then you'll be free from it. You can also see how it generated, where it came from. You can also see if there's a need for forgiveness for yourself or for somebody else you need to forgive, to free you of all that energy. Qigong is all about energy cultivation. In my mind, it begins first with becoming aware of your energy, becoming aware of who you are and what you are, and then the consciousness, because you have awareness, and as soon as you go, I am, you now have consciousness. And from that consciousness, then everything flows from that. Yin and yang spread from that essential I am, and now we have the myriad of, you read the writings, the 10,000 things, but you begin to understand this is how creation happened. But Qigong is working with this energy, it's cultivating, it's becoming aware of it first, and now beginning to harness it, to cultivate it, to build it, to harness it, to strengthen it, to tonify it. Okay? If it's negative energy that's been built up through negative thoughts and emotions, I can clear that out through Qigong. I can let that go through Qigong. Very important for that balance. And it's that life force energy. There is a documentary when you're working with doing those things that please you in life and working on that. It's called The Blue Zone, but one of them was that this gentleman who was supposed to be given like 6 months to die, he moved back to, I think it was Vietnam, and just got involved in, energy work and doing things he loved, living life he loved without the stress. And it's like 15 years later, he had just forgotten to die. I thought that was kind of interesting. There's a mind-body connection that goes in with Qigong, that it strengthens your intention and your connection between your mind and your body. Very important. We already know that mind and emotions, mind and heart, they need to combine first, and your mind needs to lead your emotions. It wants to be in control of your emotions. We don't want our emotions to control us. We want to live by spirit, but sometimes we forget that doesn't mean just emotions. We live through our emotions thinking we're living through spirit. We go deeper than that. Emotions are still within the ego mind. We want to go deeper than that and know that we control our emotions. We're the thinker of our thoughts. We're the feeling of our feelings. We are not those feelings itself, so we can control that. Qigong will bring about a definite reduction in stress and a strong sense of well-being, a total sense of well-being, which obviously then improves the quality of your life. There are, and I don't teach in public the spiritual applications of Qigong because I keep it secular. I don't prescribe, I don't have a label of a particular religion. My beliefs tend to be more Taoist philosophy rather than religion. They tend to be more Eastern than Western. But Qigong in itself is not necessarily a spiritual practice in that sense. It is for harmonizing. Now you can then take those insights and you can go down that path and develop more of a spiritual center with it. And that's a very fine use for it. You may not want to do that, in which case it's fine. You can keep it at whatever level that you find most beneficial to you. And that's what's important about that. That's part of what makes it your practice. Some people just want to do it just for the general sense of well-being. Others may want to go deeper and they begin to sense the resonation of energy within their being, within their palms, and for me, my forearms and body, the dantians, and you kind of feel almost that throbbing sense of energy that moves through you, and that is good. And you can enjoy that. Don't add to it. Don't take away from it. And also realize that those things that you may feel and sense are good. They're signs, they're symptoms, but you want to keep going deeper and deeper as long as that's what you want to do. The important part with all of this is don't just leave the practice and leave your life out of it. Take that sense of groundedness. Take that sense of connectedness. Take that sense of vibrant peacefulness into your life. Take it into your day-to-day life, into your relationships, into the roles that you play. Begin to move from center, live from spirit first. Develop and then trust your intuition. When we finish, we feel this overwhelming sense of calm and connectedness. Don't just lose that. Keep hold of that. And keep your mind in your heart, in your solar plex area. Keep it in the third eye. Keep that so that you can take that clarity, that overall sense of well-being into the rest of your life. And you'll find that you are more responsive rather than reactionary, that you maintain that peace. And those are the benefits that Qigong can bring. There are others, that people have experienced healings. I remember I had a growth that came up, looked like it was a mole, and I was deep into meditation and Qigong, and it just went away on its own. I believe firmly I've used meditation to heal myself from a lot of things. It doesn't work for me on everything. I have a few issues that I've had to really work on, but I can tell that the healing is increased and healing times are shortened the more that I apply meditation, visualization, and Qigong into the areas that may need healing. And that is a lot has to do with just your own personal belief system and vision. And that's a whole nother subject of how we can bring healing into our lives and into the lives of others. But just kind of know, these are all benefits from the Qigong practice. So I invite you to join us. You are If you like this channel, Life and Living Now, please subscribe to it. Feel free to tell all your friends and neighbors about it as well. Typically on Saturday mornings at 9 Central Time, 10 Eastern, it's a free Qigong class that we do through Google Meet. Just email me at lifeandlivingnow@gmail. Happy to put you on the list. We do send those out once they're I post them up on YouTube as well on the channel, and then we send them. But come join us, and we look forward to having you there. Thanks, and have a great day. Feel free to also to email me any questions you might have as well. I'll be happy to answer them either through email or online here. Thanks. Have a great day.